So in this case, what I want to do is I want to build some functions. So let's talk about how those functions look. And then once I give you some example functions for those three, then I'm going to have you figure out the rest of the game. Okay, a6.py. I'm going to import random because I know I'm going to use that a couple of times here. So let's just go through those one at a time. Let's do the user guess first. Okay, so I'm going to define user guess. And it takes no parameters. And in the user guess, what were the two things that I need to do? I need to get their guess, and I need to clean up their input. So it's going to return their cleaned up input. str guess equals input or scissors. Actually, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to use a little bit of visual cue here to steer the user toward choosing something that's logical. Now, does that guarantee that they'll choose something logical? No, but I'm giving them a little bit of a visual hint that maybe say, if you want rock, you're going to choose R, and we're going to stick lowercase. Does that mean they'll do it? No, of course not. Of course not. So what level of stupidity am I willing to accept in my user population here? Okay, obviously, if I ask for rock, paper, or scissors, and they choose 1, 2, or 3, that's pretty off base, right? There's no reason that I've given them here to suggest that these are numbered 1, 2, or 3. Do I want to go that far to accommodate users? I don't know. That's sort of a personal decision for you to figure out. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say what I'm willing to accept is either a uppercase or lowercase r, p, or s. I'm also willing to accept any case structure, even SpongeBob sarcasm casing of rock, paper, and scissors. Why? Because case is easy to fix. I'm just going to take whatever they do and make it all lowercase. And then I know that either they are going to type rock or they're going to type R for rock. Now I'm down to something that I can actually make useful. So let's make that lower on the fly right there by adding the string method lower to the input result. And then I just need to make sure that I'm returning R, P, or S. Okay, so if strGuess, and I'll stick to this, is equal to R, or strGuess is equal to rock, okay, so there is 1. Now, I get a lot of people who are thinking about doing something like this, and instead they type this, which is logical. It makes sense. If strGuess is equal to either this or this, that seems like it should work, but it doesn't. The reason is each thing on either side of a Boolean operator has to be a complete expression. This is a complete expression. If I take this and turn this into a Boolean type, what does that evaluate to? True. So what I'm saying here is if you do this, it will always be true. And you won't even know it because you won't see what you did there. So you have to have, if you want this to actually be evaluated, you have to have the complete expression on both sides. So if guess is equal to R or guess is equal to rock. Big hang up. A lot of people fall for that one, including myself on occasion. Okay? So now, to avoid extra variables, I'm just going to reassign this. So I'm going to say if this container, SGR guess, contains R or it contains rock, we're just going to say it's going to contain R. So if it contains rock, I'm just going to switch what's in there to R. Elif. Okay, so now I can do a little copy and paste. Paper. If people can't spell rock, paper, and scissors, that's not my problem. They should not be playing rock, paper, and scissors if they do that. Equals P. Okay, and now, should I use elif or should I use else here? I should use elif. And the reason I should use elif is because if I use else and I don't make sure that they typed S or scissors, then literally they could type banana and it's going to assume that they meant scissors. We don't want that. So I'm going to type S, scissors, and S there. Cool. Else. What do I want to put else? Right, print. You must choose rock, paper, or scissors. Now, what I want to return from this, then, is str guess, right? So I'm going to return that. So there is my function. Now, think about this. If I execute this function, if I call that function, it's going to expect it to return an R, P, or an S, right? If they put banana in there, they think it's rock, paper, scissors, banana is the name of the game. What's it going to return? It's going to return banana. Am I right? And even if I use a different variable, let's say I use str final guess for the thing that I'm going to return. Even if they don't give me rock, paper, or scissors, it's going to be blank. And I can't have it be blank. I need to make sure that the user is stuck here until they give me good input. How do I do that? I put a loop inside my function. Watch this. While true. So I'm going to throw a loop in here. This too. There we go. And now, this is going to loop and loop and loop and loop forever. And I don't want to let them out of that loop if they don't give me something good. But if they give me R or rock, P or paper, S or scissors, then I want to let them out of the loop because they gave me good input. So I'm going to break it here and here and here. So there is my user guess. Let's test this function. And the nice thing about building functions like this is that we can test them. If I have a good black box, I don't need to see what's there. I know it's going to return R, P, or S if it works. Let me add a line here so I can get down there. All right. So now this is a return something function, so I'm going to print out the result of it. So if I choose print user guess, what it's going to say is, oh, it's the print function. What are we going to print? We're going to print user guess. What's user guess? It's a function. I've got a nested function. So it's going to execute that code, and whatever it returns, it's going to print. So let's run this. Oops, wrong code. Let's run the code that I actually meant to run. Okay, so choose rock, paper, or scissors. So far, so good. Banana. Okay. Okay, so what it does is no matter how many times I try the wrong answer, it's just going to keep me in that loop. And then the minute I type something that's usable, in this case, I used all uppercase rock. It doesn't matter what the case is because it will continue to keep doing stuff. It will literally loop until I die or until I put something in there that's useful. And then it will go. So now I've got this really great, really tight black box function that says once this function begins, it is not going to let go of that user until they give them a rock, paper, scissors. Beautiful. Perfect. I'm just going to comment that out in case I want to test it again later.